Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Looking at one that's a pain in the ass. This is Brad's Homelite XL automatic. This is one of the, I'm going to say mid-80s. I got the engine housing out here being hosed off, but it's the plastic single trigger that looks like a Super 2, but yeah. Anyway, got it in for a little bit of work. Gas and oil lines, concerned about trigger spring, that was kind of jacked up. Anything else you can do, forgot. Chain runs when idle. Tried to replace clutch but did not help. And then kill switch, which still don't know why the kill switch isn't working, but I know why it was running fast at idle. At least I know most of it. First thing I noticed is that, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this, the idle screw's backed all the way off. This throttle plate is completely closed, and apparently it was still racing at idle. Now I'm making that assumption because the clutch turns freely, or the sprocket is free. There's nothing wrong in there. Usually, if it's an issue with it turning, either the clutch is broken or the bearing is seized up. Well, that's not the case here, because I've been trying to pressure test this. If you have the idle screw backed off that far and it's still racing, I didn't run it, but I know what it was doing, it would still race. You've got an air leak somewhere. So I've been fighting with this. You can see I even grabbed a piece of quarter plate steel because I kept assuming that I just couldn't get a good seal on the muffler port with this single screw. It's hard to do, but I can't build, well, my hose just came off. Stupid! I can't build any pressure in this cylinder. And whatever it is, it's a massive air leak. So I got the old fancy bucket of water and just pump as I'm submerging it. No bubbles, no bubbles, no bubbles. No bubble. Oh, hey, look at that. Well, what in the world do we have going on there? What is that? Well, that is the atmospheric vent hole for the automatic oiler. Know where I'm going with this now, folks? We'll take this apart real quick on camera just to see what the hell's going on. But we're going to find either a ruptured or missing diaphragm in here, which is unfortunate. Those are pretty damn hard to find these days and extremely expensive. If you've been looking out on eBay, the average Yahoo price is $50 for one of those stupid diaphragms, and I guess it's supply and demand. There's lots of demand and damn little supply. So what do we have here? I'm hoping this is something I can... Okay. Well, the diaphragm's there, but it looks like it's collapsed in. No. Nothing I can do about that. See right there? Big old blowout hole. That diaphragm is dead and gone. So I will have to search through my boneyard here and see if I've got anything. I'm skeptical, but I'll see what I can do. So you can see that atmospheric vent hole comes off the back of the diaphragm and through the cover to right there. So you won't run across this a lot. I think this is the second or third time in pressure testing one of these that I just couldn't find initially what the hell was going on. And the bucket of water saved my life this time, because it told me I wasn't leaking at my block-off plate here. So anyway, if you have an oddball air leak that you can't find, check out your diaphragm on one of these. Alright, we lucked out big time, and I did find something that'll work. What we're going to do the next time around, I don't know. But at least we'll get this saw repaired. So let me see. Aha! All of a sudden I can build pressure. Alright, now there is a slow leak somewhere. I'll be damned. Check that out. Last time this was apart, the RTV wasn't set up properly. Or something, because that's where she's leaking, is right at the crankcase there. That explains why this thing is was such a greasy mess. Yep. Leaking right at the bottom there. So this is going to have to get split and resealed with some Moto Seal. One thing to note on these diaphragm oilers, the pulse hole or port that goes over to the oil tank that your duckbill goes on, you have to plug that while you're trying to pressure test these. It has a direct passage back into the engine, so if you don't plug this, you'll never be able to build any pressure and get any kind of a test result. Yeah, boy, that leaked down is quick. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get the clutch and sprocket off, carburetor back off, split this, reseal it, and let it set up. Then we'll be able to do a test run. Okay, so this thing has sat overnight. It's a good 24 hours on the Moto Seal on the crankcase. Let's fire it up and see how she does. I've given it my best guess at the idle speed adjustment. The mixture is probably going to be all jacked up, but I'll tune that once it starts. And we're going to run it long enough that we get oil out of here. I want to verify that that diaphragm I put in is actually going to work. So let's see what happens here. Okay, we're close. The trigger just jammed right here, which is interesting. Brad had noted that, but I replaced the spring and the broken rod that was in here. There must be something wrong with that trigger too. And I see this cover. Yeah, okay. I'll address that a little bit. She is oiling, so that's good. That diaphragm's going to work. The coil, that was the other note, was the on-off switch doesn't work. Well, the switch is fine, but the actual ground tab on that coil doesn't work. I tried shorting that out with it out of the case, running it with the drill, and something on internal to the coil has gone bad there. You can get aftermarket coils. Personally, I'd leave it alone and do what I just did and choke it out to start it. That's just my opinion. The original Felon coil is going to be a much more dependable unit than the aftermarket ones in what I have found. So, anyway, I'm going to diagnose, figure out what the hell is going on under here, and get that squared away. We'll let this sit for, a couple days and do another cold start, make sure that tuning held. But, Brad, I think this one's very close to coming back your way.